All right. Hello, hello. Sorry about that. It was giving me notifications that I needed to do something. How is everyone? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Let me see. It's moving real slow tonight. All right. Oh, I can see myself now. Yay. Yay, yay. All right. Hello, Kathy Goldie. How are you? All right, I'm trying to share. We're gonna see if I can do this. Y'all know I always have some complications here. There it is. Okay. Oops. Okay, let's see. I think I've got it posted. And I'm gonna try to see if I can go back now. All right, there we go. Hello, 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 Michelle. Hello, Linda, Verna, Sharon. Yes. Well, and I have to say that I don't know if I'm gonna be live next week, y'all. I don't know yet. I don't know yet, but I'll keep you posted on that. Okay, I forgot to pull names for prizes from last week, so I'm sorry about that. I will pull them as soon as I get off, and then I will post them over on Facebook, and I'll post them over here on YouTube. But I forgot because, well, with all the 12-day stuff, it just slipped my mind. It did. But the prizes that I will give away, whether I am live or not live next week, will be a pack of the Lights Aglow DSP, which can be used for New Year's. It could be used for Christmas. There's all kind of different patterns in here. And then also a pack of It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. This is the Santa Express. So obviously you probably won't get this before Christmas, but it doesn't matter because you could make some for next year, right? That's always a plus. So those will be the prizes, and I will draw the names for those that commented the last live we have, because we're giving away that sweet candy cane and the metallic and shimmer paper. So I'll get all that done as soon as I get off. All right, so let's see. I don't actually have a whole lot to talk about other than the current catalog. Make sure whatever it is that you want, that you get it, because it is almost over. There's a lot of stuff that has sold out, so just make sure that you go take a look at the Stampin' Up! Website, and it'll tell you if it's available or not. And then in saying that, we have the new catalog that is coming out on, it is January the 5th. My sister's birthday. I should remember that because it's my sister's birthday. So anyway, new catalog. Then January and February is the celebration. There's some really good celebration stuff. The paper is gorgeous. I might just say that because I'm loving the paper. Loving it, loving it. Well, one of the papers. Well, two of the papers, I guess. So if you need a catalog, let me know. I have mailed to everyone who has ordered from me in the last 6 months, and I may have missed one or two people. So if I missed anyone, please let me know and I will get that out to you. Or if you are watching me for the first time and you would like to have a catalog to see what Stampin' Up! Is all about, have at it. Just message me. You should be able to message me through YouTube. If you can't, then you can private message me, and I I'll put my email address in the comments. And then I will be more than glad to get that out to you. Okay, so that's about the new catalogs. But with the new catalog, it is paper share time. Paper shares are samplings of all the papers that are in the catalog. I haven't cut or packaged 3 of them, I believe. But the total is 95 pieces of the regular paper that is found in the catalog. Plus, you will get a celebration. You'll get 12 pieces of the Dandy design paper, and you're going to get some of the host paper, which is called Flowers and More. And that's the one, the Flowers and More I have not cut up yet. That's one of the ones I got to cut up. So if you are interested in doing a paper share, these are always great because you can get a sampling of paper. And then if there's one that you truly love, then you can buy the whole pack of it. But this allows you to at least to kind of explore all the different DSPs that are offered. The cost for that is $60. If you are someone who comes to my classes, you can do porch pickup or more or less class pickup, and you will not have to pay shipping. If I need to ship it to you, it is $8. So the total cost would be $68. In the link of this video, in the description of this video, there is a link to fill out a Google form. You'll fill that out, and on January the 5th, I will send you an invoice that, if you fill it out before then, I will send you an invoice so that you can pay it. But just fill out that form, and then we'll go from there. The last day to register for this, I think, is, I put January the 9th, just to kind of let everybody get their catalog, see everything, and then we can go from there. So, new catalog means new paper. That also means a new bingo will be coming. That tentatively is scheduled for January the 21st right now. Once I confirm that date, I have to make sure that I can get the church, because we're probably going to have it here in Winnsboro. So once I get that confirmed, then I will post about that and the registration link to sign up and register for that. Bingo is one of my favorite events because I love playing bingo and I love giving away lots of prizes. And all the prizes will be from the new catalog. So that's always fun. Okay, we're going to go ahead and dive in because our projects are going to take a little longer tonight than normal. We're going to sneak in some new stuff from the new catalog, as well as obviously focusing on the Christmas barn set. The first one we are going to play with is this card right here. Actually, I may not have, oh, I do have, I have new ribbon. That's all I think I ended up putting on it, because I'm going to show you something with this one when I get done. Because this, the barn, all I could think about when I was playing with the barn was the new stuff, the new On the Farm set in the catalog. Actually, let me go ahead and grab it because I want to show you. All right. Okay. So this is On the Farm. Do you see the animals? Well, the dyes get better. And here are the dyes. And look. You have a little cow, a little pig, a little duck, you've got a rabbit, you got another pig there. I mean, look, and the size of it is perfect for this barn. So if you get this barn, if you've got this barn and then you get the On the Farm set, you literally could do like farm animals and all of that. I didn't end up doing it because I need like a whole scrapbook page to put it all on there. But the other really cool thing, so those could technically coordinate, which would be amazing. Then the paper, I was going to do this too. but then I decided not to. But if you look at the back of this, all these cut out from using those dies. There are 3 other dies. I'm currently doing some swaps and some tags and that kind of stuff for things coming up. And so I've got these dies all laid out together and taped so that I can cut out a whole bunch of them. But these would be perfect to go along with that barn as well. These are a little larger, but you could kind of put your barn further back and then you would have that. And literally as I was playing, I was thinking like country, very much country. I also almost used this paper for this one instead of this DSP, but I decided to go with this DSP because the hills weren't lining up quite like I wanted. Again, I just need to make a scrapbook page with it. And then I might be happy. So anyway, so if you have the Christmas barn set, then you're definitely gonna want to get that on the farm because it truly has the right size of animals. Even the little windmill would be perfect, you know, back up here. You could tuck it right up underneath and you would have the little windmill in the background. So there is so much you can do, so much, especially with these 2 sets. I did use one of the dies I used this die right here to cut our hill. So just know that part. So I did use, I guess, a new product on this one. And then we're going to use a sneak peek product for this sentiment here as well. All right, so let's dive in. That's enough, I guess, of me telling you all about the new stuff that you can't even get yet. I know. I will say that I'm very excited about the new catalog. Very, very excited. There are some great things. Okay, we're going to start out using this background stamp here called Rays of Light. I'm going to grab my Stamparatus, and we're going to do it on the Stamparatus. All right, and I stamped down first just so I could kind of see where to put my paper because I want to make sure this little sun, the center of the sun, I want to make sure that I can cover it up with the barn. So I want to make sure that I get it down as far as possible. Okay, then one trick with the Stamparatus is to take that stamp pad and stick it up underneath so that your stamp is level. And then we're going to take So Saffron because I wanted a little bit lighter yellow, although my pad is brand new, so it's nice and bold, which is fine. It's not as bright as the Daffodil Delight, so that was good. All right, and then we're just gonna get off the dust. Don't know where that came from. This is my little Chucky, as they call it. Oh, thank you, Verna. I forgot to tell everybody to share. This just helps put pressure down onto your stamp so that when you pick it up, you've got all of that. Now, it looks like that didn't stamp quite well, so I'm just going to press down again. And for some reason, it's not liking that area. There we go. All right, so there is our ray of sunshine. This just reminds me of one of those table hockey pucks. Seriously, I think that's probably all it really is. But it works. It works. I don't have to put as much pressure down. All right, I'm going to close this up. We're going to put this here. We're going to take our hill that we created and we're going to attach it down here. And actually on this one, the hill pretty much covers up that sunshine area. So we are going to take our seal and we're just going to run it along our bottom. Okay. And we're going to just line it up edge to edge maybe. The top part, the stamped page keeps moving for some reason, okay? And okay, there we go. Now I'm going to trim off that. So I'm just going to take my scissors. I'm going to cut along that edge. We are then going to take our fence, which is directly from the dies, the cabin dies. So it's that piece right there. I will say the easiest thing to do is to run it through with the adhesive strip on the bottom, or on the back, because then it just makes it a sticker. And we're going to attach this right across here on the edge, and then the rest, and then the cabin will cover up a good part of it. So we are going to take our little this piece right here, which I think is technically supposed to be like a big pile of snow, but for me, I really wanted a pond, so I turned it into a pond, and it might be an ice pond. Maybe that's what it's supposed to be. So we're going to attach it. Actually, before we attach it, let's do something different. Okay, I'm going to take some Pool Party ink. I'm going to take one of the brand new in the mini catalog mini blending brushes, and I'm going to blend on the edge to give it a little bit of definition. Oh, I might have put a little too much on that, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and just trim off that end there. We're just going to do it straight so that I can do that edge too. Okay, so we've got our water. We're going to put adhesive on the back. By the way, don't get me wrong, I love the cabin set. It is actually one that I will be keeping forever because I love, not cabin, barn. I love barns. I love old rustic barns. My mom actually takes pictures of a lot of them, which I love seeing. But I really struggled with the projects, and I didn't want it to look like anyone else's. I didn't want to case someone's project. And so anyway, I had a really hard time coming up with some, and so I almost didn't do it. But Michelle, I love you, and I know that you wanted me to do this. So that is why I kept working at it until I got projects I liked. But it was a struggle. I tell you, I don't know why. I don't know why it was, but because when I saw it in the catalog the first time, I was like, oh, I have so many ideas I could do with this. And then I just fell flat. Just fell flat. Okay, we're going to stamp our sentiment really quick. And we are going to use the Occasionally Funny. Now, this is in the brand new catalog as well. And I love these sentiments every single morning, which is what we're going to be using. Congratulations on the new reason you have to wake up in the morning. And then I know your real age. Good thing we're friends. Happy birthday. Cheers to more years of asking your spouse, what's the password again? Which I think is funny. Happy anniversary. You did it. Congrats. Graduate. You is smart now too, which I know grammar there, but it's cute. And then hooray. So this is a good stamp set right there. I think this is one I'll use quite a bit. Y'all know I like my sentiment stamps. All right, so we're just going to stamp this right down onto basic white. And I am making sure to stamp a little further over because I'm going to put my bow there. I'm running out of room. We are going to trim this off with our cutter. course I left it over there. So here we go. All right. We're going to line this up. There we go. Got some extra paper left. And then we're going to take and cut off the end down here. And then we're going to flag it. I'm going to cut off a little bit more. And flagging it, I'm just cutting one line down the center and then going from the outside to the inside. Okay. That will go up here, but I'm going to put the barn first so that if I need to trim off a little bit more on this end, I can do that. Because I just want to make sure it doesn't interfere with the barn itself. Did you? I know. I don't know why, Michelle, because it's such a pretty set. But I think my mind was so stuck on the samples that I saw that I really did struggle with coming up with brand new stuff. So what I actually did and how I came up with some of the pictures that I came up with, or the 2 cards that I came up with, I came up with them by looking at, I just Googled rustic barns pictures, and just on Google, and that's how I kind of came up with these ideas. So I literally just looked at like pictures and paintings and home decor. That was one of the words I put in, was rustic barn home decors. Kathy, you're keeping yours too? Good. It's a good one to keep. It really is. Really is. It's got, you know, that fence. The fence is great. And the sentiments are really good too. So, but, okay. So we've got those. Now we just need to stamp our cabin. And we're going to stamp it in basic black. I moved my basic black. And I'm going to grab my little piercing mat here because I want to make sure that I get a good solid image. And I'm not really worried about on this one. I'm not worried about how it's sitting on the page. The next one, we're going to worry about that. Okay. Now, we are going to color this, and then we will cut it out. And we're going to color it with Real Red and Smoky Slate. And we're only doing 2 cards tonight because they're going to take a little longer than normal. So I just wanted to make sure that we had time to actually do these. Okay, so I'm taking the dark red and I'm just kind of going in a couple of areas because to make it look rustic, you need to have some darker and lighter areas. Then I'm going to take the dark and just go around the edges. Because up underneath all of your barn roof, you're going to have a little darker color there. Because it's usually protected from the sun. I mean, I could be wrong, but most of them I've seen have been darker up top. Okay. Now I'm going to take the light Real Red. Actually, let's go ahead and do this one up here. And I'm just going to do the whole thing in dark red just to make it easier up there. Because this is some little area. Little area. Okay. Now we're just going to go and fill in. And I'm going to leave around the windows and the doors. I'm going to leave those white. But I am going to go inside the doors and do that red. And it's going to be hard, but do it real lightly and slowly. And if you get it on the technical white part, that what we're leaving white, it's okay. Because, you know, it just makes it more rustic, right? All right, so we're going to color in that one and that one. Okay, now let's do the rest. And I know it's going to take me a minute to do this, and I'm sorry. Okay. Some places you can color fast because it's wide open. And then some you can't. I got a bunch of new Stampin' blends too because my Stampin' blends were drying out. So they're all nice and dark and juicy, and so they are definitely coloring the ink spreads a little bit more. All right, we're almost there, I promise. All right. Okay, now we're going to be real careful over here. We want to leave those windows there. That last one makes it a little bit more difficult, but we'll see if we can get it. Okay, there we go. Now, you've got some lighter and you've got some darker areas. And then we're going to do looking forward to the card class on January. Oh, who's looking? I am actually looking forward to it too because it's going to be a whole bunch of new stuff. Yay. I am actually working on planning the class right now because y'all know I was waiting for my stuff to come in so that I could plan it. And I have, I think I have figured out what we're going to do. We're going to be using some celebration items. Woohoo! All right, so I'm taking the dark smoky slate and I'm going around the edge. And I'm making most of it the dark smoky slate, and then we're just going to do light on the inside. Like that. Okay, now, to make it look a little bit more rustic, a little bit more like it's been in the sun for a while, I'm going to take my color lifter, and I'm literally just going to go over the whole thing. And in some spots, I'm going to stay a little longer. And then in some, I'm going to go real quick. Okay, and then as it dries, as that color lifter dries, you'll see some of that white pop up. So you'll get more of a sun stained, I guess, wood, if that's what you want to call it. Okay, we're going to cut that out really quick. And it's technically going to cut out the whole area down here as well. And then I'm going to show you what I did. I just trimmed it right on off. Nothing too genius-like on that. Hey, Angie. Oh, you're never late. Never late. The first project's not even done yet. So you're definitely not late. All right. So we got that. that aside for a moment. Okay, so now we're gonna trim off our white down here on the bottom, and I'm actually gonna trim off a little bit of this white up here too. I will say this, I do feel like this dye, I feel like it leaves a lot of extra white, which is normally fine if you're doing snow. But since we're not doing snow, it makes it a little bit more noticeable, if that makes sense. So we're just going to trim it off. And y'all know I'm a lefty, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. Especially with all the turns of this one. All right, so I'm just going to trim off that extra white. All right, now I'm just going to trim along the bottom, and I'm not leaving a lot of white at all. I don't want, pretty much don't want any of the white, but you're going to have just a tad bit of it to make it okay. All right, we're going to cut that up and trim off a little bit of that too. All right. There we go. Okay, so there is our barn. I'm good with that. And then we are going to take, I'm going to actually do a little bit more of the color lifter on the top part. It definitely seems very dark. Okay, there we go. And I kind of wanted the smoky slate because I wanted it to kind of look like a metal roof, because you see a lot with the metal roof. Okay, we are going to put this flat. I popped it up originally, and I will be quite frank with you, I didn't particularly like it. So we're going to put it flat. I took it off of the dimensionals and put it down flat. And we are going to stick this right about here, like that. Okay, now we're going to put our sentiment up here, and I'm going to make this one even with because my grass was a little taller, so I'm going to make it even with the crumb cake so that it's not really falling into our barn there. We're going to put dimensionals on the back. Oop. All right, I just need 3. We will line that up. Do want a little bit of the sunshine showing above. All right, and then we're going to pop this whole thing up here. Make sure, yep, I did. I was just making sure I did. And we will put this on our card base, and then card number 1 is done other than tying our linen thread bow. Has anyone gotten their new paper pumpkin, the December paper pumpkin? I just got mine. Y'all, they have gray linen thread in the kit. Why can we not have every color of linen thread in our catalog? And I guess I'm so onto this linen thread thing. I'm struggling here. Maybe I need to focus. I need to focus. Let me give that a good crease. Let's start this over. Here we go. Okay. Yes. So let's tie our linen thread, and then we will be done. And I will say, I went and got my husband's approval on these cards. because I was a little worried on them. But I liked them, and I was like, okay, let me just go get his opinion, because he'll be honest with me. He'll be like, oh, they're okay. Or, you know, he'll tell me, yeah, those are really good. And he said he liked them. So I took that as a positive. Oh, I know. Right, Verna? It's gorgeous. I was playing with it literally right before I went live. And I really want every color. I want every color. So, all right. I'm going to take a glue dot. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to roll it up real small. And then I'm going to place it right there on the end of that sentiment. And I'm going to place that linen bow right there on it. And there is card number 1. And as your cabin dries, you can always add, I think I went back and added a little bit more of the color lifter to it. So you can always go back and do it a little bit more as well. So you can just know that once you take it off and you decide to go back on and add some, it does kind of make it look weird. So just be careful. I know, Angie, I have. That might be the thing I repeat over and over, but I might be the only one repeating it. Everybody needs to go to the sandbox and put it in there. Linen thread of every color. Okay. We are going to move on into card number 2. So, of course, because this is a Christmas barn set, I did want to do a traditional Christmas barn. So that is how I came up with this card. When I was searching for Christmas, I think I typed in for this one Christmas barn scenes, and it came up with, you know, a lot of snow around the bottom and like kind of snowy frame outlines. And so that's how I did this one. And I'm going to move that real quick. Okay. On this one, I also used the snowman dies, which are retiring, which makes me sad. I think this snowman is really cute, but I can't keep them all. I can't keep them all. Oh, thank you, Verna. I can't keep them all. So this is the die that we're going to use from the snowman, and it's going to cut out the blue. And I'm just going to line it up. I've made sure that we have a little edge all the way around. And then we're going to just attach that down. Okay, so we'll run that through. We're going to go ahead and stamp our little wreath here. Oh, and you know what? Before we do that, I need to show you, before we cut that out, I'm going to show you how we're going to make it easy to put down onto our white cardstock as well. Okay, so I need garden green. And then I'm going to let that dry for just a second. While that dries, I'm going to go ahead and stamp my cabin. And it's going to be in basic or black memento again. I have quite a bit of new ink pads because I've been saving to get ink pads for classes and then my own ink pads that I can keep at home so that I don't forget ink pads for classes. And anyway, so I've also gotten a couple extra of these because I've noticed that I've needed more for classes, and they're all so juicy right now. So everything is like building up. That's got some puddles going on. Okay, I'm going to pull in my Stampin' Pierce mat again, so I've got some extra there. I'm going to put this right in the center, but when I put this in the center, I want to kind of angle it so that that barn is more or less straight, okay? And don't worry if it doesn't stamp quite all of your lines, because you're going to be covering it all up anyway. But that did pretty good. Okay. Let me put that over there. All right, and we're going to go ahead and color our barn. We're going to do the smoky slate again. No, I will agree with you, Michelle. I have short, stubby fingers, what I like to call short, stubby fingers. And yes, it is hard to do little pieces with that. Which, honestly, as much as I love the snowman, and I did a Facebook, I think I did a Facebook Live with the snowman. It was probably one of my last ones, I think, before all the chaos started. And I'm going to tell you, I loved it, but all the little pieces, oh, I struggled with my fat fingers. I did. All right, up here, we're going to put that. And then we're going to take our light smoky slate. We're going to fill it in. Okay. So we've got that. And now we are literally just going to take crumb cake, both colors, and or the dark crumb cake and then the soft suede, and we're gonna do some shading with all that. So we're gonna take the dark soft suede, nope, that's the light. We're gonna take the dark soft suede, and we're gonna go around the top. Okay, and then we're going to do down here in the bottom, kind of over back here. Okay, now we're just going to take this now, because again, we want it to look like there's multiple shadings, because when the sun hits your barn, your wood, the colors look a little different. So I'm just going to take and put some lines like that. Okay, that's it. That's our dark. Now we're going to take the light, and we're going to, oh, actually we're not taking the light because that's the one that dried out. Just kidding. We're going to take the dark crumb cake. That's why I had all of them. We're going to take the dark crumb cake, and we're going to go and shade it all. And we're going to do everything but like the inside of the windows. So everything's going to be colored. And we'll go back and add some dark in some different places once we get it all colored too. Alrighty. And I'm using the brush tip because it's got a lot of area to cover. And okay. And, oh, I got that window. That's okay. We're going to color all those windows back there. How about that? Okay. Now, we're going to take the dark, and we're going to go along the outside of the doors. And I'm not doing it necessarily like really pretty. I'm just making it so there looks like there's some shadows. And that you got some darker wood there. Okay. All right, so there is our barn. Perfect. Okay, now, oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot the top up here. We're going to do that in all dark. Okay. Now, we're going to use a product. Me either. For me, it's a little too big. Yeah. Yeah, it is. But, it actually turned out pretty good. Oh, yeah. I forgot. We need to do that in red. We need to color the bow in red. I almost feel like the wreath is too big for the barn itself. But I think it works. Okay. All right. So we'll cut that one out when we cut out. For the barn, we're not going to cut this barn out because it's just going to be, we're going to overlay the I guess frame around it, if that's what you want to call it. But we want to add some snow. So we're going to use some puff paint. So this is Snowfall Accent Puff Paint. And we're going to shake it up really good. And then we're going to put along the top outline. So technically, if you didn't even want to color in the edge of the roof, you don't even have to do that. But I did. And then, oh, I didn't go down on the first one, but that's okay. All right, and then we're going to come down here. We're going to come up here. I'm probably adding more than I did the first time. Okay, then we're going to put a bunch down here. And I'm probably putting way more than you're supposed to. It did take me a while to get the puff to happen, but I think it makes it worthwhile. And I'm going to go through, and you'll see some little bubbles that might pop up, and I'm just going to go through and pop those. I don't know if it'll mess anything up. I don't think it does, but I just go through and pop them. Maybe. That one might not be popping. Okay. And let me add a little bit more here. And I do feel like it does kind of soak into the paper too, so you can go back and add a little bit more. Okay, now give me just a few minutes and we are going to use our heat tool and we're going to puff it up. Oh, I gotta plug it in though. Just kidding. That is a requirement, is to plug it in. A requirement to plug it in. All right, hold on. I'm struggling over here to, there we go. All right. Okay, and I'm just gonna literally just kind of go over, it'll start to puff and then it'll move pretty quickly. But it does take it a while to puff up. And I thought about doing this off screen, but honestly, you know, if I did it off screen, then you wouldn't be able to see the magic happen. And I feel like you need to see the magic. Oh, and it's starting. Look at there. You know what? Hold on. Let me see. I think I can zoom in. Let me see if I can zoom in. So you can see it. Oh, let's come down. Okay. And I hope it'll let me zoom back out. But, so you can see it right here. It's starting to puff up. And you don't want to keep it down on it too long either, because it will burn it and kind of change it to the color that's underneath, or it'll turn it brown. So just so you know that too. And you can always go back and add some more if you want to. And there it goes, there it goes. It does some weird stuff in my opinion, but I think it looks good. Alright, it is taking it a few minutes. And this, at least you know exactly what your process is. And maybe it's easier, and I don't, because I'm not very good necessarily with this puff paint, so maybe it's easier if you take and do small bits at a time. I don't know. You know, do like a thin layer and then do like a thicker layer. I don't know. I will say I've played with it a little bit, but maybe not enough to be an expert on it. It is fun, Verna. It is fun. It's actually fun to watch it change. Almost as much as it is cool, like, to watch embossing powder change. Oh, there it all goes. Look at there. Ah. Okay. So after the live, I will probably go back and add a little bit more at the top, just so that it looks like it has more snow to it. But that is our snowy cabin. And I love it. I love it. Okay. So we're going to set that aside, as it's now, like, I've warped my, my table there. I have to flatten it back out. But that's okay. I got it heated up. Okay, we're going to cut this out, and then we're also going to cut out this. Now, when I cut out this, we're going to do adhesive strips on the back, because I do not want to put glue all over the back of that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just cut right there. All right, and we're going to put this down here on the edge like that. And then I do need another little tiny strip to go there, because we want it all to be glued down. So here's what I'm going to actually do with it. I'm going to take and put this, let's take this off for a minute. We're going to set this here. Like that. All right, and then we're just going to cut that little piece off here. and then go all the way down. It's not liking me on that end. Okay, there we go. And now we'll trim off the little edges. Just be careful because it'll make your scissors sticky, but it'll be all right. All right. Okay. Now we're going to put this piece back on the front. Line it up so it's got a nice border there. Okay. And then we're going to pull in our machine real quick. I'm going to set that up there. Okay. Now with this piece right here, I'm going to actually flip it over because it gets better pressure when it's actually upside down, when it's an intricate die. So we're doing it that way because then we know it'll all cut. And technically, you should probably put it in at an angle, but it'll be all right. It'll cut better. Okay, so we got that. Now we're going to do our little wreath here. And then that is all the cutting. We are going to take our die off, and you will see all you are left with is the snowflake border, which is so much fun. Now, I'm going to tell you that on the sample, I had this one here and then I did the puff paint. I don't like that, so we are going to cut that one off because we want that puff paint to be there and be bold in our card after all that work, right? Okay, so we're just going to trim this off right here. Like that. And then you'll never know it was even there. Okay. Now we're going to take our snowflake piece. We're going to take off the backing. And then we're going to take these little backings off these little extra pieces that are still stuck on there. So we got that one, and we got this one. Okay. Because we want to make sure that it sticks. All right, so that's going to be our top, and this is going to be our bottom. So now we're just going to, might be easier. We're going to just run it along the edge like that. Okay. So then there is our border. And you're also left with this outline here. So if you're creative, you could do something with that or use it for scraps. Either way. I don't know. It looks like it should look like something, but I haven't figured it out yet. Okay. Now we are going to take our card base. I told y'all this would take a little longer, so that's why we're doing 2 cards. Because it's already been an hour. Look at there. I'm sure my husband is starving. So we have our card base, which is Balmy Blue. We're going to use some of the gnome paper, and this is the snowflakes. You could also use the back, which would be pretty too, I think. But I wanted lots and lots of snowflakes for this one. So we'll stick this on. Okay, then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use some new ribbon. This is Balmy Blue and white. It says variegated ribbon, so we're going to go with that. It almost kind of looks like an ombre, which is really pretty. So we're going to tie a nice cute little bow over here. And I'm going to get it as close to the side as I can so that I can put my... Okay, I need a little bit more though. There we go. This ribbon actually ties really nicely, and it stays when you do the knot, which is nice. All right, so we got that. Let's pull it in a little bit. I don't want the bow to overpower our cabin by any means. So I'm going to make it smaller. And then we're going to pull it tight. And then we will cut off. Uh-oh. Hold on, let me get better scissors. Now that I made them sticky, it won't cut. There we go. And then we'll cut off this one like that. Actually, let's cut that a little smaller. There we go. Okay, so now we got our ribbon. We are going to take our cabin piece. We're going to pop it up on the back, and we're going to put some extra dimensionals because obviously we put heat to it. So we definitely want to make sure that it stays. So we're going to add even more than normal. One more. Because you are going to have a little bit of that warping. And then dimensionals will help even out that warping from the heat. Okay, so now we're going to stick this right on up here. Hold on, I'm going to get it even. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to take little mini dimensionals and we are going to put 3. We're going to put one there, one there, and one here. And then we're going to put this on our barn right at the top, like that. And then let's add our piece to the inside since it's a Balmy Blue card base. See how pretty that ribbon is? Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, there is card number 2. Let me give it a good crease down here. There we go. Alrighty. Now I do have one more to show you. This is a card I got in the mail from Michelle. And it actually came today and it is gorgeous. So I need to show y'all. I don't know if y'all can see it. I hope you can. But she put some Wink Stella all over it. So it looks like snow all over the barn and the ground and the... I love it. I love it. And I was so super excited to get it. I don't know if you can see the Winkastella or not, but it is absolutely stunning. And I was so excited to get it today. Michelle, you made my day. I got a couple extra cards in. Well, I've gotten a lot of cards in. We have hung them up on the wall because we have like a door frame that we put all our Christmas cards. And I love getting homemade cards. So before we take them down, I will go through and show them on a video. So, all right, so there is the card from today, and here is the other one from today. And then I'm going to leave Michelle's up here so y'all can see it too, in case you would like to case that one for those of you who have this set. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know. Just as an FYI, there is no blog post. I have honestly not had time to do much of anything else. So, do beyond what putting it all together for the Facebook Live, so, or the YouTube Live. So, I hope everyone has a great Christmas. I hopefully will see you next Monday. I cannot promise. It will totally depend on family things because we're all getting together, and then of course the weather. So if I'm stuck at home all weekend because of weather, then I will obviously have projects on Monday. If not, I'll post just a couple samples of some things. And I do hope you guys have a great Christmas, and I will see some of you after the first of the year. Bye.